Good morning, you guys. Happy Monday. I hope that everyone had a fantastic Easter. And I know it is the Monday after Easter, and we're kind of still on a break, quote unquote. But I wanted to hop on here real quick and kind of give you a preview of your next packet. So, what's going to be included in there from me that you will work on for the next couple weeks? So, first thing I want to go over is what you are doing for reading. Now, before I do that, if you have Mrs. Drake or if you have Mr. Knox, yes, you are still going to have work for them, but I have to include the same stuff for everybody. So, in your packets this week, you're going to have a novel study, a math packet, and some extra activities that are not required to turn in with this new packet. So the first thing I want to go over is what you're doing for reading. So for reading for the next 2 weeks, you are going to get a novel, and it looks like this. It is called Bridge to Terabithia by Katherine Paterson. Now, some of you may have already read this before. I always love reading this around springtime and Easter time. And it is, this is what you are going to be doing your novel study on. So it is not a very long book. It's about 128 pages. And some of the chapters are really short and some of them are really long. So you just kind of have to gauge it. But don't worry, because I included plans of what you can do for each day starting from the 15th, the day after you pick up this new packet. So since this is a novel study, you will have a novel study packet that looks like this. And on the inside, I have vocabulary words. And then the next 2 pages after that are a couple dictionary pages for those vocabulary words. So if you aren't sure what a word means, you can always go and look it up. And then I have the questions. So your questions look like this, and each section is divided into 2 or 3 sections. So like the first section is chapters 1 through 3. And then the next one is 4 through 6, 7 through 9, then 10 and 11 are together, and 12 and 13 are together. I usually I'm going to have you read 2 chapters a day up until you get closer to the end of the book, and then it's just going to be 1 chapter a day. So the questions are really simple. They're not hard questions. You should be able to find them in the book, or, those details will pop out at you. I may do some YouTube videos like I have been doing for Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets and Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, where I read the chapters out loud to you and then go over the questions once we complete a section. You'll just have to bear with me, so it'll just take some time. The next part I have is a math packet. So on your math packet, I included a cover page that has all of the skills that you're going to be working on, and you are going to do 1 page per day. So one day you'll be doing adding and subtracting decimals. The next day you'll be doing multiplying decimals. Not super hard, okay? I don't want you guys to get overstressed or overwhelmed with how much you have to do. And as you can see, the math packet this time is a lot thinner than what I have done before. That's because I didn't include the multiplication and division drills this time. I figured you guys probably already know those enough to where you should be fine. And you can always double check your answers and or look up what a multiplication table if you have to. Okay, so the next thing I have are a couple of extra activities, and these are not required to be turned in. I just thought it would be fun to include them anyway. So the first thing I have here is a CSI math, which is math puzzles, and this one is obviously Easter themed. We did a couple of these around Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it is Who Stole All the Easter Eggs? So the first page you have is your list of suspects as far as like who could have stolen the Easter eggs. And then each page after that is a different math puzzle you have to solve. And I have included an answer key for that. So in case that you need to check your answers or double check something, you have an answer key. And then the other 2 pages I included are the coordinate graphing mystery pictures. And there's 2 of them. So you may recognize this. I'm sorry. I thought I silenced my phone. Just a second. So you may have recognized these. You may recognize these because we did. I did have some of you guys try one before we got out before we got out of school due to the quarantine, and I may do a video tutorial of how to complete these. But what you do, I'll go over the directions real quick. What you do is where it says start, that's your starting point. So you would start at 1835. So you would find 18 on the x-axis and then 35 on the y-axis. And then plot that point, and then you would move down to the next one. 1935, 1936, 1836, and 1835. And then where it says stop, you stop there, you connect your lines, and then you go on to the next section. So for this one, what it should look like when you're done is, because I included that on here too, it should look like a frog sitting on top of the world for Earth Day. So there's that one. And then the next one that I have looks very much the same, except this one, when you finish it, if you attempt to do it, is the Easter Bunny. So that's what it should look like when it's done. So there's that. So then the next thing I want to go over is not technically anything that's required. I just included some plans, some outlined plans to help you guys with completing the packet this time around. And these are just suggestions of what you can do every day. From the 15th up until the end of April. This packet of plans goes until the 27th. And if you finish it on the or before the 27th, that's fine. You can always do some of the extra activities. You can always go to some websites that I have included on here. But each of my plans include a literacy block, which is a reading block, a math block, and then the extra activities. And I have included directions of what to do for each day. Now, the key is for this is to allow yourselves time to work on each section. What I would recommend you do is I would allow yourself some time to do some reading, maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes, take a break, then switch to math for half an hour, 45 minutes. You shouldn't work more than 2 hours a day, 120 minutes a day on your stuff. So set yourselves a timer, set yourselves a schedule. And then if you want to take time to work on the extra activities, go for it. I'm not going to tell you not to go for it. But those are the materials that are going to be in our next packet. And remember, if you guys have any questions, you have my phone number, you have me on Remind, you have my email. I am not hard to get a hold of. And most of the time I'm sitting at my house reading to you guys via YouTube. So feel free to contact me if you have a question. Don't be shy. Okay. I really hope, I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that we come back on May 1st. We haven't been told anything different. As far as we know, the self-contained quarantine, shelter-in-place quarantine is through April 30th, and we're supposed to come back on May 1st. We haven't been told anything different. When I find out, you guys will find out. That's about all I can say. So I hope that you guys are well and healthy, and I miss you guys so much. And I hope that you guys come up and see me tomorrow. I will be at the school tomorrow for lunch distribution as well as packet distribution. I will be there from 12 to 3. I look forward to seeing you guys. Bye. Have a great day.